Hey everybody, this is Perch, and I've given this advice before. This is actually a video with a similar theme, a similar piece of very, very important advice that will help you out a lot, both in kind of your aggravation and in dealing with customers or dealing with creators or whatever it happens to be. This little piece of advice, I did this as a joke before. I have to admit, it's still somewhat of a joke, but not as much as it used to be because this advice is legitimate advice. And it basically goes this way. Let's say you're a Hollywood producer and you've made a movie or you're making a movie and a bunch of customers are angry about it. They're very angry. They're making comments. They don't like the way Sonic the Hedgehog looks. They don't like the way that it appears that you're making something for Tila and not He-Man. Let's say they're upset with, let's say everybody, whether it's legitimate or illegitimate. Let's say people are claiming that your movie's going to bomb before it even comes out, and they're making lots of YouTube videos, and they're doing that thing where the thumbnail, like they put on big googly eyes and like fake tears, and they say like giant crash and burn, kind of text there. I always think those things are so douchey, by the way. Like I look at them like nobody serious is making one of these kinds of, you know, apocalypse, yeah, kind of header, and like nobody's doing that seriously, right? I mean, sure. Anyway, um, regardless, you may see this commentary. You may see people upset with you. You may see people questioning your decisions. You may see people correctly or incorrect. Like say the Sonic thing. You got a bunch of people going, "Oh my God, Sonic looks ugly." Now, clearly, some people looked at that and goes, "You know what? We could spend some money and fix Sonic, and maybe that would improve our chances at the box office." And then they did, and then Sonic did pretty well. And then a bunch of people came in and go, "You shouldn't have fixed that because you were caving in to the angry outrage mob." And so then there was a new thing to deal with. But let's say that's your situation. The solution, when you're like, okay, now I need to comment on it. Your solution is shut the up. That's right. Just shut the up. You don't actually need to say anything. You can either listen, you can take the advice or not take the advice. Like in the case of Sonic, they took the advice. They could have just as easily not taken the advice. But the dumbest possible thing is to say something. The right answer is to shut the up. Just put out your movie. Fix it, put out your movie. Don't fix it, put out your movie. Live with the consequences. The end. Let's say that you're a producer and you're putting out this movie and everybody's saying, "Oh my God, it's a bomb." Let's say people are inventing things. Like I've seen some videos like, "We have a secret insider." An insider that said that inside, everybody says this movie's going to flop and there's huge panic by the board. Now, let me just clue you in on one thing. Anyone who says that there's huge panic at the board is full of that. They just are. I don't care who I'm insulting. I don't care who with hundreds of thousands of subscribers is saying this. They are full of shit. I will tell you, I've been to screenings. I've worked for some of these companies. I've worked directly for some of these companies. There is not a board meeting where the board sits around a table like like the board in the Hudsucker Proxy, and they bring in an old timey projector and screen the film for those people, and then the board members go, "Oh my God, that was terrible. Oh no, what are we going to do? Our company is ruined." That doesn't happen. That if you're hearing that in a video, that person is making that shit up. Okay? But regardless, if you're one of these producers and your movie's coming out and you're seeing a bunch of people doing this kind of thing, here's what you shouldn't do. You shouldn't go on and tweet like LOL. You shouldn't go, get a picture of yourself with a mug that says like fanboy tears or male tears or white male tears or angry white male tears or some variation on words and tears. Don't drink out of a thing that says tears. Okay, just don't do that. Okay. Instead, here's what you do. You take that check that you made from making the movie that made lots of money, and you might think to yourself, Man, I would really like to say ha 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 to the people who said it was going to fail. I'd really like to show them me drinking out of my tears cup with this, in a giant pile of money. But instead, here's what you do. You shut the up and you enjoy your money. That's what you do. Let's say you have a comic book coming out, and people are like, "Oh, you've got a woke comic," and then the comic comes out, and the company hires you for another comic, and maybe they're hiring you for another comic because the woke comic actually sold really well. Maybe they hired you for another comic because nobody else would take the job. Maybe they hired you for the comic because they're sticking it to the conservatives. I don't know. Who knows? But here's what you do as a creator. You take your money and your job, this check now that you get another job. You've been seeing all these videos and these posts about, not videos, just posts. You see other comic creators on Twitter talking about how they got paid like $5,000 for 10 years worth of work. You see these people who are posting stuff about being screwed over by Action Labs or IDW or whoever's screwing over, whatever the case may be, right? And then what you should do is you should take your contract and your check that you got, for getting that comic, and instead of going, ha ha ha, haters, look who got a new comic, you should shut the up and enjoy your comic and enjoy your check. That is what you should do. Let's say you're sitting at home and there's your hospital, your local hospital sends out this big press release saying, "Oh my God, people are taking horse medicine and they've got the COVID and syphilis. For some reason, they've all got syphilis as well." Here's what you should do: be glad you do not have syphilis, COVID, or horse medicine. The advice is shut the up. You don't have COVID. You don't have syphilis. I mean, presumably. You're not taking horse medicine. Your life's pretty good. Shut the up. Enjoy your lack of COVID. Let's say you go to the grocery store and you encounter, everybody's wearing a mask except one person who's marching around saying, "I refuse to wear a mask." Here's what you do. You get your goods, you go to the checkout line, not behind this person. This person's going to take forever. They're going to argue with the cashier. They're going to take a lot of time away. You go to the self-checkout, you go to a different line, you pay for your groceries, you get in your car, you go home, you do not go on Twitter to talk about your grocery expense, you just shut the fuck up and enjoy your food, because that food's getting cold. You might buy something like a nice rotisserie chicken from the deli, and it's warm. Maybe that's what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. Maybe you bought a pizza. And just get it in the oven, eat your pizza, and shut the fuck up. Nobody wants to hear about how you owned whoever you owned. Like nobody wants to hear about all that. Let's say you had a crowdfunding campaign, right? And your crowdfunding campaign was for, I don't know, there's a guy and he's got to impregnate all these giant titty women on the planet, okay? Let's say that's your comic, right? And let's say that comic makes $300,000. It's amazing. It's more money than you've ever made. Now you might have this impulse to go on Facebook and Twitter and own the libs by showing yourself waving around all this money. Here's what you do. You get that money, you wave it around, but you don't take pictures and you just go spend it and you have a good time and you shut the up. That's what you do. Because nobody wants to hear, look at what I've done, suckers. Nobody wants to hear that. No matter what your cause is, whether you do not have COVID, you don't have syphilis, you made money off crowdfunding, whatever it happens to be, nobody wants to hear that shit. Nobody. Maybe your buddies want to hear that, but everyone else thinks you're an asshole. That's what's going on. Everybody's too polite to say, "Hey, you sound like an asshole when you're angry, when you live in, I don't know, Connecticut, and you're bitching about what some county in Florida is up to." Like, no, you don't live there. Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. "Oh, I know the people from Florida could come up and invade your Connecticut neighborhood." Cool. When they do that, then get pissed off. But until then, shut the fuck up. You're not helping anything. I don't know why. In general, there was this book. like this very, very old book, like How to Win Friends and Influence People. It was the basic premise of that book was don't be an asshole and shut the up, and people will be nicer to you. And when people, if you want somebody to do something, the honey is better than vinegar or the stick or Twitter. Honey works out pretty good. I did very simple advice. We all got it when we were young. I don't know. Maybe they don't do that anymore. Maybe now, in fairness, I should ask my kids like what they say, because it may be that you go to school and you're like, okay, here's how you influence people. You scream at them over and over, and if they don't do what you want, you say you're going to cancel them, and then you do not shut up ever. You just every day you just scream at somebody. That's the best way to have a healthy, productive, positive, great workforce. People working together, getting along. It's done through screaming and violence. That's the way to influence people. Maybe that's what people are learning now. I don't know, but I'm here to give you different advice. Shut the up. Just get done what you need to get done. Just mind your own business. Just you have a comic book, great, put it out. It doesn't have to be that. There are people who wake up every morning like, all right, time to shit on someone. No, just shut the up. Just nobody wants to hear it at all. Anyway, I'm going to shut the up now because I'm at the end of the video. You let me know what you think in the comments below, and thanks for listening.